What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Y'all know who it is. You know what it is, man. It's your boy, Big June. I'm back with it, here with another episode of Big June Sports Talk, man, where we discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly. Everything and anything in the sports world, I touch on this platform, man. Before I get this episode off, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend, tell another friend. You can come on the channel just to hate on it, debate it, discuss it, however y'all want to go about it, man. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I can't stress that enough, man. Everything and anything in the sports world, I touch on this platform, man. I want to wish my family and friends a happy Thanksgiving. From my family to yours. Everyone serving the country. Everyone behind the wall. All my family and friends, stay strong, stay blessed, stay alert, stay on point. Once again, there's always love on this side, man. Happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours, man. You know, speaking of Thanksgiving, see what was on the NFL plate as far as matchups goes yesterday. And, you know, one upset with the Detroit Lions falling to the Green Bay Packers. But, you know, as far as Dallas and the 49ers respectively handling their business against the Commanders and the Seahawks, which was a nice nightcap as far as, you know, divisional matchups go. But today, yes, today, Amazon Prime, 3 o'clock, my New York Jets, first ever Black Friday game against the Miami Dolphins. Can we save our season? Can we save our season? That's the million-dollar question moving forward, right? Tim Boyle getting the first start. Trevor Sibling being elevated from the practice squad. Take a deep breath, Jet fans. All the Aaron Rodgers rumors are swirling right now. Where's his impending return date? In December? In the middle of December? First week? Second week? Who knows? It's exciting. It's nerve-wracking at the same time. But again, be on the lookout for today's first ever, forever, the first ever, yeah, I said it, first ever Black Friday game. My New York Jets versus the Miami Dolphins on Amazon Prime, man. Again, be on the lookout for that. You know, couldn't contain the excitement as far as that free promo goes for Amazon Prime. It is what it is, man. I promise y'all, this Bison Dele, also known as Brian Williams episode, Lost at Sea. And, you know, without further ado, let's get into it, man. I'm not even going to waste no time, man. Bison Dele, born April 6, 1969, disappeared July 7th, 2002, in Tahiti. So let me slow that down and repeat that again for y'all. Disappeared July 7th, 2002, in Tahiti. His current status, as of today, missing for 21 years, 4 months, and 6 days. 21 years, 4 months, and 6 days. Now, before I get into the tragic events, the whole story, everyone involved, let me give you a little bit of his, you know, where he played college ball at and some of the teams that he played for in the NBA, right? Before retiring. In college, he played for the Miami Terrapins, right? The Maryland Terrapins, excuse me. From 1987 to 1988, where he then transferred and played for the Arizona Wildcats from 1988 through 1991. So, you know, originally played for the Maryland Terrapins, 1987 through 1988, before transferring and playing for the Arizona Wildcats from 1988 through 1991, where he was drafted in the first round with the 10th pick by the Orlando Magic. So, being drafted in the first round with the 10th pick overall from the Orlando Magic after playing his college ball in Maryland and Arizona, respectively, right? So now, I'll give you a rundown of some of the teams he played for. And like I mentioned, drafted by the Orlando Magic. First round, 10th pick. So he suited up for the Orlando Magic from 1991 to 1993. A member of the Denver Nuggets from 1993 through 1995. Los Angeles Clippers, 1995 to 1996, where he had his highest scoring total of 15.8. Chicago Bulls, 1997, a member of the championship winning squad, right? Part of the three-peat, but Mike, Scotty, and Rodman. And finished his NBA career out with the Detroit Pistons, playing from 1997 through 1999. So I gave you some of the teams that he suited up for. Clippers, 95-96, his highest scoring total. 97, he won a championship as a member of the Chicago Bulls after failing to secure a lucrative contract to start that season off, right? Due to a contract dispute and reports of a high asking price, Williams could not find a team at the start of the 96-97 season. So again, once Best season so far in the NBA, 15.8 points per game. He was looking to cash in, but couldn't find any suitors, right? For the beginning of the 96-97 season, signing with the Chicago Bulls 9 games before the playoffs. 9 games to the end of the season and the playoffs will start, right? Where Williams became a crucial role player, bench player coming off the bench, right? In the playoffs, leading as part of the two-peat that led to a three-peat, the second three-peat of Michael Jordan's illustrious career, right? So, Williams became an important backup player in the Bulls' run to their 5th championship, right? Part of the three-peat. Dele, believed to have been murdered at sea by his brother, Miles DeBoard, also known as Kevin Williams. So let me slow that down for a second. Bison Dele is believed to have been murdered at sea by his brother, Miles DeBoard, also known as Kevin Williams, in 2002. His girlfriend Serena Carlin and Bertrand Saldo were also aboard under HAKUNA Matata, right? That was the name of his boat. On July 6, 2002, Bison Dele, his girlfriend Serena Carlin, with skipper Bertrand Saldo, sailed from the Tahiti on Dele's catamaran, the HAKUNA Matata, like I just mentioned. Dele's brother, Miles DeBoard, also known as Kevin Williams, was also aboard and was the only person involved in the voyage who was seen or heard from after July 8th. So Miles DeBoard, the 4th member on the HAKUNA Matata, was the only last one who was heard or seen from once it aborted at the vessel July 9th. When the last 4 satellite phone calls from the voyage was made, Dele and Carlin were consistently in contact with their bank and family members. So, satellite phone calls, recordings, captured location, time, last people they contacted. So, the authorities were quickly red flagged. Like I just mentioned, they kept in regular contact with their bank, trying to see what's going on with their bank statement and with loved ones, family and friends, right? On July 20th, the board brought the boat back to Tahiti. He was alone aboard the vessel. When he came back to Tahiti, he was the only one aboard on the HAKUNA Matata. On September 6, 2002, police used a sting operation organized by Bison Dele's family and friends to detain the board in Phoenix. The board had forged Bison Dele's signature in order to open mailboxes in his name and to buy $152,000 worth of gold under his brother's name. So, another red flag. On September 6th, using an operation, right, organized by Bison Dele's family and friends. Why was his signature forged to open mailboxes when he presumably was missing? And $152,000 were used of his money. Using Bison Dele's passport as identification, Mexican police later found out that DABORD had been staying in a Tijuana hotel. So now, look at all the places this man has traveled from the Tahiti, Phoenix, Tijuana. All together, they started off on a 4-man voyage, right? The skipper, Bertrand Saldo, Bison Dele, his girlfriend Serena Carlin, and Miles DeBoard. But when he aborted the vessel, he was the only one, last one seen or ever heard from. Now, you see, using identification to open mailboxes, to purchase gold, to stay at a hotel in Mexico under his passport. 2 days before the HAKUNA Matata, which had been registered under another name, was found off the coast of Tahiti with his nameplate removed and bullet holes patched up. So I got to slow that down. 2 days before the HAKUNA Matata was registered under another name, its nameplate was removed and bullet holes were patched. So now, if this isn't a red flag, then what is? The plot's definitely thickened. I mentioned 4 members aboard the HAKUNA Matata. Yet, when the HAKUNA Matata was aboard the vessel, there was only one person left, and that was Miles DeBoard, also known as Kevin Williams. The nameplate of the HAKUNA MATATA removed. Bullet holes patched up. What exactly happened on the HAKUNA MATATA? About the same time that the boy was being detained, he phone called his mother, Patricia Phillips, telling her that he would never harm his brother Bison Dele and that he couldn't live in prison. That life wasn't for him. So now, with everything cornering, the walls closing in on him. 2 days before the HAKUNA MATATA had been registered under another name, he phone called his mother, saying he would never harm her son, his brother, and that he could not go to prison. He would die in prison. The FBI and French authorities became involved in the investigation and found out that the Miles DABORD had bought about $200 worth of weights. $200 worth of weights. Where, I mean, it really is, it's twisted. As you get deeper, and, I'm going to continue with the story real fast, but you see the lengths that this man is going to cover his tracks, right? Yet, he's leading them on a slow leak voyage, right? The passport usage. The gold, $152,000. Who's not going to notice that missing from their bank account, right? Or any statement, right? The purchase of weights. 3 people missing. 4 people aboard the HAKUNA MATATA. The phone call to his mother, pleading that he would never harm his brother. The French and the FBI also investigating them. And was suspected of using the weights to tie down the bodies and weigh them down and throw them overboard. I mean, how cruel and sick is this? He purchases $200 worth of weights to tie down the victims and throw them overboard. I mean, it truly is wicked. They concluded that Dele, Carlin, and Saldo were probably murdered and then thrown overboard by DABORD. So let me mention that again. They concluded the investigation that Bison Dele, Serena Carlin, and Bertrand Saldo were thrown overboard with weights on them by Miles DABORD, the brother of Bison Dele, also known as Brian Williams. The weights with other evidence, suggested that DABORD had planned the murder. So was it premeditated? I mean, we all want to know what was going through this man's mind as everything, formulated. Was it really articulated to the point that he knew what he was doing, but he murdered each one, calculated? DABORD, given that the bodies were likely dumped in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it would be highly unlikely that the 3 bodies will ever be found. Let me repeat that again for you, because this is the crucial nugget. Given that the bodies were thrown in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it is highly unlikely that any of the 3 bodies will ever be recovered. I mean, DABORD, the only person with information regarding the case, intentionally overdosed on insulin and was slipped into a coma. He slipped into a coma after intentionally overdosing on insulin. If that's not guilty, then what is? Now, let's look at it all again real fast, right? Quick recap. 4 people aboard the HAKUNA MATATA. 1 survivor. Ever heard, last seen. 3 bodies never recovered. Numerous evidence from bullet holes being patched up. The nameplate of the HAKUNA MATATA being removed. Purchases of gold, $152,000 worth. Hotel stay using a passport in Tijuana, Mexico. As well as $200 worth of weights to tie down the victims and throw them overboard at sea in the Pacific Ocean, overdosing on insulin, a self-induced coma. On September 27th, Miles DABORD died in a California hospital. Again, like I just mentioned, a self-induced insulin coma overdose. September 27th, he was pronounced dead. Right? Leaving so many unanswered questions. what truly happened aboard the Hakuna Matata. I mean, he gave a quick account of what happened, or his account of what happened on the Hakuna Matata. In his account of the events, the board said that he and his brother, Bison Dele, had a fight, and that Serena Carlin had accidentally been hit in the head severely in a certain part of the boat. Her head was struck viciously, right? When Saldo wanted to report Serena Carlin being hurt and injured and eventually dying from a blunt trauma to the head, and the fighting between Bison Dele and his brother, Miles DABORD, Bison Dele panicked and shot the skipper, Bertrand Saldo. So then, Miles DABORD shoots Bison Dele out of self-defense, fearing for his life. Now again, this is all on his accounts, his events, right? Or his version of the events that truly happened aboard the Hakuna Matata, right? Him and his brother fighting. The girlfriend dying off a head injury. The skipper getting murdered because he wanted to report the incident, wanted no parts of it. And Bison Dele being murdered by his brother out of self-defense. Out of fear. So, any question authorities wanted to ask Miles DABORD about what truly happened were left unanswered. Yes, he gave his version of what happened that night. But again, could you take it to that as far as where you see all the evidence against him? Like I just mentioned, the weights, the money, the hotel stay, using the passport, using identification to open up mailboxes. Several, the satellite phone calls, tracking them down, location, time, places, things. The girlfriend being killed. How was she killed? Was it really through an accident between them two fighting, her hit in the head, and a part of the boat like he mentioned? The skipper being killed by Bison Dele because he wanted to report what was happening? I mean, no one will never know what truly happened on the Hakuna Matata. Condolences go out to the Bison Dele family, the Bertrand family, and the Serena Carlin family. As far as Miles DABORD, known as Kevin Williams, was it articulate? Was it calculated? Was it premeditated? Was it that he hated his brother so much passionately that he decided to take his life? That family tie? I mean, it is what it is. So many left unanswered, right? So many questions left unanswered. We always discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly on this channel, man. And this is one of these episodes that it was truly heartbreaking and gut-wrenching when I was going through it and I was doing my research, man. And again, happy Thanksgiving to all my family and friends out there in New York. Stay sharp, stay blessed, stay alert. All my family and friends in the pen. Some of y'all went up, some of y'all coming home. Some of y'all dealing with these pecs. Y'all know how it is, man. There's always love on this side, man. I'm out of here. One.